Merry Christmas everyone and happy holiday season, which is starting slowly. And for this year, maybe you want to add some thoughtful presents under the Christmas tree that don't just put money out of your pocket or your bank account, but maybe also back in. Okay, maybe not your own, but at least your loved ones. So here come 12 ideas for Christmas gifts that say, I care about your future, because they teach you financial literacy. Now what's coming up you can use for everyone, your partner or spouse, your parents, your children or your friends. And I will divide them in 3 categories, which is knowledge, assets and tools. So let's get started. Now, one easy way for knowledge is to gift books on finance and investing. I will give you my top 3 in 3 categories and I will keep it short. So my top 3 books in all-time classics of personal finance. Number 1 is The Richest Man in Babylon from George Clason. It's one of the oldest, it's an absolute classic. It's quite of an old language, so it's not that easy to read, but it explains the basics of personal finance and has this story component to it. Number 2 is Think and Grow Rich from Napoleon Hill. It's also an old one. He interviewed the richest people of the world back then and condensed it into the 13 Principles to Riches. And number 3 is Rich Dad Poor Dad from Robert Kiyosaki, probably one of the best known finance books out there. This one's more about understanding the mindsets and the differences in thinking between rich people and poor people. Now my top 3 for beginner books with very practical advice are I Will Teach You to Be Rich from Ramit Sethi, The Total Money Makeover from Dave Ramsey, and Money Master the Game from Tony Robbins. And my top 3 books for investing, which are all from great and very successful investors, is The Intelligent Investor from Benjamin Graham, One Up on Wall Street from Peter Lynch, and The Little Book of Common Sense Investing from Joan Bogle. Those were my quick tips for books. You'll find the links to those books down in the video description. And I also have a separate video about finance books for beginners, where I go more into detail with each of the books. Now, another thing you can gift is a course. That can be a live event where you even go together, or it can also be an online course where they can make it in their own time. This can be either a single course or you can gift a subscription. And that is a subscription for educational platforms like Skillshare, Udemy or edX. All of them also have courses on personal finance. And number 4 is when you prefer a more personalized approach is you can gift a coaching, like a personal coaching from someone who advises for personal financial planning. Theoretically, this also can be an appointment with a financial advisor. If you choose this option, then I would make sure that the person you look for is someone whose net worth is at least like 10x the net worth of yours, and that you also pay for their time or for a package and not the kind of free coaching where they then sell their own products or earn commission from products they sell. And that brings us to category number 2, assets. Yes, as a matter of fact, you can gift stocks, bonds and ETFs. You can do that by buying them at your own broker, and then you can transfer the stocks or the bonds or the ETF to the broker of your loved one. Of course, in that case, you both need a broker, and it's probably the easiest if you're at the same broker. It should not be necessary though. You can gift precious metals like gold and silver. That is also possible as a digital asset. So for example, ETFs or shares on gold mining or silver mining companies. Or you can also gift them in their physical form. In this case, I would go for bullion because of their high purity, and they are available in different forms, bars, ingots and coins. And I do recommend to buy them at an official retailer, probably best at your bank. And I also would go for internationally recognized coins. The most famous ones are the South African Krugerrand, the American Eagle and the Canadian Maple Leaf. You can buy them in gold and in silver. If you want, you can also gift cryptocurrencies. Now you will find gift cards for that, but that's probably not the way I would do it. Instead, I would choose a crypto exchange, a big and safe one, like as safe as they can get, like Coinbase or Binance. Then make an account and buy the coins, and then transfer the coins to a cold wallet, because that way they cannot get hacked. And in the crypto world, there's a saying, not your keys, not your coins. And with a cold wallet, which looks like this, you save the keys on an external device, and that way they are safe. I personally use the Ledger Nano S. I'll link it down in the video description. Now you can either put them there yourself, or alternatively you can buy the coins and also buy the cold wallet as a gift, and then the person you gift it to can make the transfer themselves. Of course, you can also gift money. I mean, it's an asset. For the purpose that we are discussing here in this video, I would combine it with a book or maybe a self-made version of an investment guide. If you're already inspired by one of those ideas, I would be happy about a click on the like button. Thank you. Finally, let's talk tools. Tools can be personalized journals. For example, a personal finance journal. I love to use a journal for my personal finance goals. It can just be an empty one, like a small one like this, a more simple version, or a bigger and fancier version. And if you want, you can also customize them. For example, by preparing it and making it pretty. My financial vision. The vision board, you can also gift magazines so that the person can cut out pictures and put it in the journal. You can write my 10-year goals, my 5-year goals, my goals 2024, financial to-dos, really whatever comes to your mind. You can also create a budget journal where you can create custom categories. You can write in inspirational quotes and maybe also tips for budgeting. And you can also just make a booklet with handwritten notes filled with money saving tips, budgeting hacks and financial advice. I think also a nice idea are jars, like financial goal jars, for example, one for luxury and one for investment. I think this is especially great for kids, and then every time they receive money you can encourage them to put one part to saving and one part to spending. Now for adults, I don't recommend to save your money in cash, but what you can do is collecting all the extra coins laying around, putting it into a jar, and then after a couple of months you can decide what to do with it all. And you can also make a jar with a savings challenge. Then you can decorate it nicely and fill it up with these little notes that have savings challenges written on them, like save $10 every week or cut down one expense this month. And I think this is a nice idea because it adds a level of gamification to it. Speaking of, you also can gift a financial game. This is a nice one either for the whole family to play or also with your friends. And it's this nice combination of entertainment and financial education. But the tools don't have to be like objects. They also can be digital tools. This, for example, can be a subscription for personal finance apps, like a budgeting app or an investment tracker. Or it can also be subscriptions to financial newsletters or to financial magazines. And that were the 12 ideas to get your loved ones fit for a prosperous future. I hope you enjoyed it. You'll find the links in the video description, and I wish you Merry Christmas.